So in our heritage studies, we are halfway down the syllabus. We have to complete this. This is the last topic.
Okay.
In the halfway part of the syllabus.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the stuff that we'll be doing will be Form 4 stuff, but Form 4, O level. O level is Form 3.
Yeah,
O level is Form 3. Right. So I think we are 80% done, because once we'll be doing the Form 4 topics are for capping up or for putting the icing on the cake,
Yeah.
So we are going to touch on this topic. The topic is titled, let me check again. The topic is titled Global Issues, like issues that are affecting this world as a whole. Global issues, which is actually topic 9. Then we'll go back to socialization again. ICT Form 4. Right. So the topic is global issues, and it has 4 topics. There is land degradation, there is pollution, there is pandemic and chronic illnesses. These are issues. Pandemics in those areas parallel, like when COVID, right? HIV, right? These are pandemics and chronic illnesses. Then we have human trafficking again as a topic. So as of today, we'll do land degradation and pollution. Then on Thursday, we'll do pandemics and chronic illnesses. So we'll look into land degradation and pollution as of today. Right, thank you. Right. So I think we once mentioned about the resources, right? Renewable natural resources. They are continually supplied and renewed, e.g. plants, animals, and water. They are also called organic renewable resources. So the non-renewable resources cannot be renewed. If we abuse them, if we overuse them, they can be depleted for good. So what is land degradation? That's the topic. Number one, as we define land degradation, it is the process in which the value of the biophysical environment is affected by a combination of human-induced processes acting upon the land. Land degradation, kupera kana kuti kusakara kweland. So it also involves the loss of topsoil, loss of vegetation, increasing soil salinity, and even pollution of water resources. Yes, we have seen lecture where the fishes find stuff. That's the pollution that I'm referring to. Right. So what are the causes of land degradation? I have to be geographic here. There are some direct causes like deforestation, overgrazing, agricultural practices, e.g. the overuse of some fertilizers and chemicals. That's why it's important to know about agriculture before engaging into it. So you must know knowledge of the land you are tilling. Uncontrolled gold panning, industrialization, and also urbanization. When towns grow, when towns extend, when towns expand, when towns infringe the rural areas, we have this problem and problems being caused by this urbanization. So there are indirect causes like poor land tenure policies, when the councils and sometimes the government would make some mistakes. No one is perfect, yes, in terms of how they can give people the land. And sometimes the people would be given the land by the government and they tend to abuse it. Yes, so over-reliance on agriculture is a source of living, and lack of proper legislation to enforce environmental legislation. So what are the effects of land degradation? Deterioration of the chemical and physical properties of the soil, because if rine richness yaina, rine quality yaina. So kana vanhu vasingazive kurima nenzira dzekurima rinosvika pakupera value. So it accelerates soil loss and reduces the primary productivity of plant communities. It results in a decline of biodiversity and leads to increased hazards for human occupancy. And again, if runosvika pakupera that capacity for it to sustain plant growth for crops or pasture, resulting in reduced crop yields, at the end of the day, we won't have anything to talk of after farming. So what can we do to prevent the prevention and control measures for land degradation? Number one, we have the strip farming. We can do strip farming. We can do crop rotation. We can do ridge and furrow formation. We can have construction of dams, contour farming, planning. And we can also implement policies by the government, because the government has always come with policies via the Ministry of Agriculture to help people on good agricultural practice, because they know kuti vanhu vakasarima nenzira dzakanaka ivhu racho hapana charinozoita. So there are perpetual natural resources which are always there, whether we like it or not: the air, the wind, the sun, the mountains, and the moon, right? So tiri pama disasters papapa again. We have droughts. Droughts, it is a prolonged lack of no precipitation over a period of time. Drought zvinoreva kuti hapasi kunaya mvura kana kuita sei over a long period of time, right? So sometimes what is causing the droughts, especially in this time, it is the climate change, changes in weather patterns, and there are types of droughts too. Like there's what they call the meteorological drought. It is caused by the changing weather patterns. Then the hydrological drought, it is caused by lack of rainfall and water from dams. Then the agricultural drought is when crops wilt and die. And the socio-economic drought demands effect supply. So once we have a drought, what could be the effect, right? There will be soil moisture depletion, like kunyorowa kwevhu kunosvika pakupera. There will be vegetation stress. That's when we have a proliferation of field fires, and destruction of animal habitats, because my field fires are in wild areas. Yes. So in Zimbabwe, we have drought-prone areas, Matabeleland South, south of Manica province, the Sawe Valley too, areas is going to be na Bechina, na Bocha, kuno pisa zingaitu. Yes, even Matabeleland North too, kuno pisa zingaitu. Those side rana wangina and yes. So what are the effects of drought? Contraction of diseases like valley fever, malnutrition, even on a kwashi jabos banik pasina chikafu. And due to drought causes lack of food, and it pushes people into desperation. So people will engage in what? In crime, like prostitution, social use, like prostitution and thievery, a lack of food, death of animals, human beings and plants, and reduced electricity of hydroelectric power, and decline in attendance in school. That's why by the food, panama food programs, feeding it is because of drought. In fact, government and stuff. So lack of water to drink, crops wilt, and the food aid agencies took advantage of people to get involved also in politics. So what can we do to prevent the drought? Number one, we have to use reliable weather forecast. My weather forecast, they don't find reliable, right? And monitoring using surface and satellite observations and impact assessment of droughts. Kuti panenge pakamboitika madroughts ndizvo tinotarisa kuti drought rakarowa kusvika palevel ripi kuti ziyo kuti next time tinoavoida sei. Ndosaka uchinoti ukaenda kuchipatara doctor anenge achibvunza futi kuti musoro uyu wane nguva yakareba sei uchitema nechi. There is a reason why vachidaro, vanenge vachinyatsoziva kuti how can we solve it. Kana ukati ndani 3 days nichitemwa nemusoro, vanenge vakuziva kuti already mupe mapiritsi akati. Kana musoro uyu wakuti wane 2 weeks unenge warebesa, vanenge vakuziva kuti approach yatotora ndeiyi. You know, so it's very important. Sometimes a serious issue needs also a what?
Osaka vanoti like yatanga say vanovati okay maybe like can I get in because of so
exactly. So you have to, people must be made aware. There should be increases in public awareness and education, reduction in water demand, improved water conservation and head management. So there are floods, there are floods too. Refers to the situation where water overflows over the land and the river bank bursts because they can no longer contain the water in its flood plains. So there are types of floods. Flash floods. They are caused by heavy rainfall and sudden flooding. Then alluvial floods. They are caused by river flow. Then urban floods. Urban floods, they are caused by poor drainage system. Yes. Then coastal floods. They are caused by a rising level as a result of atmospheric pressure. right? So what are the factors leading to flooding? Widespread deforestation, because sometimes miti inobata mvura kuti isaerere, so mukapaza miti iya mvura inongoerera. Yes, again it leads to siltation of rivers, intense and prolonged rainfall. Mvura ikanyanya kunaya stereki ikaramba ichinaya inopedzisira yakushaya pekuenda. So climate change, which has also increased cyclone occurrence. So those are the causes of floods too, like heavy and prolonged rainfall, melting iceland, dam failures, increasing tsunami and cyclones. And when that happens, there will be loss of life, there will be damage of property, and sometimes there will be misuse of funds, right? Because vanhu vanongo vachinzi endai munobatsiridza vanogona kungodya mari yacho. Yes, kana paitika madroughts. Yes, that's corruption. Right, spread of diseases, disturbances of the ecosystem, even communication breakdown, matambo emagetsi anodonha, you know, and again changing the river channels as a result of the river velocity, and there will be environmental degradation. So there are flood-prone areas in Zimbabwe like Mzarabani, Chidodo, Midusabi, Malapati, Chikwalakwala, Gokwe North. We also have Cholocho. So what can we do to stop mafloods aya? Tinogona kuita channelization ndeyekuti tinogona kuchannela rwizi kuti ruflow neimwe nzira. Because tinenge tiri kuti kungoichinja course yacho chete. Tinogona kungovhara nedam then tochinja nzira yayo kuti iende neimwe. Because sometimes painenge ichienda kunogona kukonzeresa flood. Construction of dams, construction of dams and ponds, floodways, use of floodplains too. So, but the droughts are also very, like they're positive in one way or the other. There will be introduction of predators. Flood creates floodplains which give fertile soils. Yes, because my floodplains kanenge akanyorwa kanenge ari the richness of water. Yes, you are pana vanhu vanomborimira mudhuze nemurwizi and stuff like that. Though it's bad, but if you're already rich food, ndosaka uchiona vanhu vachitoda kuti you can also get firewood from debris, because miti inokukuzwa nemvura iya inonorasirira marara munotowana huni, and sand for building, water for irrigation, and fish for a balanced diet, because pamwe pacho panoitika maflood fish dzinoita kurasiriwa kunze. Yes. Right. So we also have pollution as a second topic. So pollution is contaminating air, water, and land by discharging toxic materials that affects both animals and plant. So what are pollutants? Pollutants is swibisa environment. These are substances that pollute the environment. So isusu muZimbabwe tine inonzi EMA, environmental management agents. So what causes the pollution? Water discharge from industries. The industries discharge the water, they discharge those fumes. Even cars, yes. So there are toxic chemicals. We have also sewage, fertilizers, chemicals, pesticides, exhaust fumes from vehicles, smokes, and quarries. They can cause pollution. So we have the types of pollution. Number one, we have air pollution. It can be caused by the causes above. We have global warming. Is increased in temperatures that affect the surroundings. It is caused by the emissions of gases into the atmosphere. So what can we do to reduce air pollution? We also have use of filters, electrostatistics, precipitators, and scrubbers. So that's when we can also use cleaner fuels in engines, and we also have EV fuels. Mazuano tani ma hybrid cars kutry kuda kusada kupollute the environment. Mazuano futhi kwani ma complete electric cars, mana Tesla vaya. Yes. So we can also replace charcoal and coal by electricity and solar energy, and passing air pollution policies. So panoitika pollution pese tine inonzi ozone layer tinayo. It could be depleted inosvika pakupera. Ozone layer when there's a rampant or rife pollution. So we also have water pollution, like discharge of waste into the water bodies. So what causes water pollution to be specific? Agricultural activities, even use of pesticides, industrial activities, sewage, nuclear cooling, soil erosion, decaying organic matter, and mineral leaching. So tingaita say to reduce water pollution, we can recycle the sewage water. we can also avoid discharge of toxic substance in water bodies. We can insert mafilters ekuti anofilter mvura yakachena neyakasviba kuti wane yakachena. Then burn or bury used material. Right. So we also have noise pollution. It is unwanted sounds. Yekuti unongonzwa ndakambonzwa vanhu vekudhuze nekwaLake Sports Club, should be Newton Park or something, vachitocomplain now government kuti besides sports club unonzwa toda urara manheru na11 tokunonzwa radio ichidandaurwa. So noise pollution comes ndosa kuchona maindustries anoiswa out of town, out of residential areas. Yes, because so them from operational machines, industries, quarries, automobiles, military drills, and also aeroplanes. So when we have what are the effects of pollution? We have environmental degradation, human and health. We have global warming. Like I said, the ozone layer will be depleted and the soil will be infertile. So what can we do to reduce the noise pollution, to be specific? Tinoisa ma-silencers pa machines, maintaining roads by the local councils, avoiding use of loudspeakers and drums during the night, and formulating laws that govern the landing and takeoff of aeroplanes. Those are not even in ndege chaidzo ukaitarisa kune airport yedu isusu muno. It's far away from many residential areas because aeroplanes are big machines. Ukainzwa ichitinhira pononyazonzwa kuti mawani. So vanoto indosaka ikaiswa kure. We have airport here closer, but maybe vanogara nechekudhuze iko kuna namanyamu vanoinzwa kuti kune ndege iri kuuya. Unotoinzwa but it's just for and dzine time. Dzinoto nime mishitoziyo kuti dzinonyanya kubuda nguva dzakati dzinomara nguva dzakati. That's very important for what? For air pollution. So that's it. I think tomorrow toipedzesai. Tichibata mapane tichizobata futi nesociology. Right.